she's gonna text you when she's here? Or no? She's just gonna.
I'm gonna plug my phone.
That's funny.
It's completely dead.
I know, like, it's like, I'm only doing like, I don't need
Did you meditate on Sunday there, Tibor? I mean, Tibor, Jesus. I was just thinking about Tibor. I was gonna say, Sharon.
This Sunday.
Yeah.
I meditated on Saturday, however. I did not meditate on Sunday.
Alright.
So
That's, no, cause that was interesting because I felt you more the last time when you were meditating. And you said, remember you said?
I did meditate a lot. Yeah, the second time, I meditated for quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while, right?
3 or 4 hours, 4 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And it was I had a great experience.
Yeah. Awesome. It's crazy. Thing happened. I was at work today, and the lady that I'm working for, she told me that the bathroom was cursed.
Cursed or
Yeah,
hers?
cursed.
Okay.
Because everything that she's tried to do in there so far is like, she got an IKEA delivery and it was all scratched up. You know, and she had to return it, and there was always delays, and so I was in there today trying to replace a ceiling fan, bathroom ceiling fan, and it was really crazy to get it out, first of all, because when they first put it in, it was brand new, so they didn't put it in with the drywall already on. It was probably in the wall, and then they drywalled. So I had to cut things, and so it came out. And so I didn't realize I needed a 2x4 to support it. So I drove to the Home Depot on Canby Street, and I walked up to the till and I said, "Which way are the 2x4s?" And she says, "We don't sell 2x4s at the Home Depot." And I was just looking at her, and I thought, you know, that's like going to Staples and saying we don't have pencils, right? I mean, really, is that it? So I was like, that's just crazy. So then I went to the terminal, got a 2x4, came back, and fine. And then I started getting into the ceiling and getting the thing up, and then I realized, well, the connection wasn't going to work with the ducting, so I had to go back to the Home Depot and get some ducting, some tubing for the airflow. So then I go back, and they have this thing at the Home Depot where, and the Canby, they pay for your parking, which is $2. So I went underground, got my ticket, but what I didn't know, and what they didn't tell me, was that you still have to pay. All they really do is they take $2 off your bill. They didn't cover the ticket, but no, they didn't tell me that. So I just thought, okay, great, this ticket will work in the machine. Huh? So I try to go, and I put the thing in the machine, and it takes the ticket and says invalid. Go back to the pay station. And I'm like, well, with what? Because because you get it on the way in, and then so luckily there was no one behind me, so I had to back out. And I went to the Home Depot and I said, I don't know really what to do. I don't know how to buy a ticket. And he's like, okay, no problem. This happened before. And again, I guess it has happened before. Go down to the machine and press the button, the help button, and someone will talk to you. and they'll open the gate for you. So I'm like, okay, I went down there. And I felt like, you ever see those TV shows where people are talking to the machines and there's a voice there? I totally felt like it was a candid camera. And I'm like pressing, and she's, hello, may I help you? And I'm like, well, I'm stuck in here. I can't get out. And she's like, well, the machine took my ticket. And she said, no, that couldn't have happened. I said, well, it did happen. She goes, the machines don't take the tickets. But it did take the ticket. He's like, okay, just if you press the cancel button right now, then another one will come. I press the cancel button, and just nothing's happening. She goes, did it come yet? I'm like, nothing. So, more time. Did it come yet? I'm like, no ticket. And so I said, I'm trapped down here. And my mind, it's like, it's already been an hour. Like it was stupid ceiling fan. And so the other guy was running over and he said, what's going on? I said, well, yeah, this happened before. I was like, well, can you get me out of here? And he goes, no, I can't. Like, so I dialed again. I said, listen. Then I used the F word. Get me the fuck out of this basement. I said, I'm stuck in here. I can't get out. And she said, what's your name? I told her my name. Go up to the gate, press it again, and tell them your name.
Oh my god.
So you're up to the gate. In the meantime, there's a lineup coming up behind me.
Oh gosh.
And nothing's happening. And so finally they're figuring out that this isn't happening. They go to a different gate. And he's like, hello, may I help you? And I'm like, this is John Buchanan. Can you please open the gate? She's like, who? I'm like, John Buchanan. Oh yeah, it's the first time. Well, okay, I'll open the gate. Is it open yet? Like, no, it's not opening. So I'm sitting there, and his cars are coming, and this the parking guy with the parking sign, whatever thing on his, he looks over me and he just runs away.
No.
He ran away in the direction. And so then the line just went dead, and I'm like, okay. So then I buzzed it again, and a different person came on. I said, hello, I'm stuck at the Home Depot parking lot. I need to get out. I'm going to smash the gate pretty soon. She's like, oh, what's your name? John Buchanan. Oh, okay, I'll open the gate for you. Is it open yet? I'm like, no, it's not open. Okay, wait a minute. So finally, it opened. I was like, I just got up there, and it was really crazy. I was totally stuck in there. And then I went back and started working on it, and every single element of that ceiling fan went sideways. Everything that could go sideways went sideways, to the point where I had it all together and turned it on, and the light worked, but the fan didn't. So I had to take it apart again. And the wire just had popped off. It's the weirdest thing. So then I got out of there, and when I come to teach class, and I had a Starbucks coffee cup that was half full, and I put it in the garbage, kind of like it was upright in the garbage, and I walked to my van and just, thinking about class, and just threw the whole thing in the back. Forgot about the coffee. And then I was driving, and I thought, oh yeah, I just did that. But when then I pulled over to get something to eat, and went in the back, and it was still upright.
Oh.
So as soon as I got away from the bathroom, everything started behaving normally.
Maybe the bathroom needs some saging.
Maybe. Yeah, it's so funny. So that's my story for the day. But I like the feeling of when if I'm thinking, oh, this is taking so long, like I'm not gonna get done this today. And I had in my mind, okay, I'm gonna get it done today. That's not gonna happen. And you feel, and then the body, I don't know if you ever felt this, it starts to feel like the pressure, or that it kind of pressurizes, the prana pressurizes. And then what I really have always liked is then I just like let go. Just like, well, there's nothing that I can do about it. And then there's a feeling of euphoria, of like peace. You know, so it's never really about the situation, you know. Like the other day I was helping this lady, more renovations, and these movers showed up to bring in the new dishwasher and the new stove and the new microwave, and the guy I'm working for had paid them to take away the old stuff, but they weren't going to do it. They're like, well, no, we're not taking it. And everybody starts losing it. You know? She's getting angry, and the guy I'm working for, he's on the phone. He's freaking out. And his voice is shaking, and the paperwork's not there. And he'd already paid. And then finally, there's phone calls going back and forth to their boss, and this. Finally, they say, okay, we'll take everything, but not the microwave. But I paid for the microwave. Well, we don't do that. It's company policy. So I'm in the middle of all that. Everybody's angry. She's angry. They're angry. That guy's angry. It's already late. It's after 6. And so I said, well, I'll take the microwave. So I'll take the microwave. And the whole situation just gets diffused, right? If you don't join, hi Joyce, if you don't join like the anger parade, you know, I didn't agree with anybody. I didn't agree if anybody's seen these guys are jerks or these guys should be this, that. I just said, well, I'll take the microwave. And everybody calmed down. And at the end of the day, you know, the boss is so happy, everybody's so happy, and all it took was just a moment of just doing something a little extra, you know. There was one time at the Canadian Tire, and there was a 20 people were lined up at the customer service, and there was a guy there who was trying to return a wrench that he probably stole, but he had no receipt, and it was a nice big water pump wrench thing. And everybody's just getting really crazy. So he's refusing to admit that they're not his pliers. I just want to return these pliers. And she's like, well, we can give you a store credit. He's like, I don't want a store credit. I want money. I bought these for this much money, and you know, and everybody is getting tense. People are coming around. The lady behind the bill won't do it. She's turning red. People are turning red. So I just went, I'll buy the wrench. So, and I was like, dude, I'll buy the wrench. How much you want for the wrench? He goes, $20. So I just gave him $20 for the wrench, and it was amazing. It was amazing. It was like just pulling a cork, and everything just, the whole thing just dissipated. You know, he scuttled out with his $20, and everybody calmed down, and life went on. You know. But, you know, it's kind of wild if you look at life like that as sometimes we see choke points, right? Like we talk a lot about the heart chakra, and the difference between being happy and not being happy is whether or not the heart chakra or the heart is open or is closed. And you can see that manifest in the world. So you can see something like that and look at it like that is a chakra. There's a bunch of people spinning around, and no one is willing to open. Everyone's staying closed. And in the moment, they're not yogis, not meditators. I don't know that, but probably not. And so they're probably not aware that this whole situation is just from a bunch of people that are just want something they want for themselves. They don't want to be in line anymore. They want this guy to go away, right? Having thoughts like, whatever, I'm in a hurry, or it's this guy's fault, or why doesn't somebody do something? And and those thoughts are what's spinning around. It's not like, oh, I'm congested here, right? I'm squeezed up here. My body's stiff. My breathing has changed. What can I do about this? Because anybody could have thought to do that. That went on for quite a while. And when I did that, I don't know, it felt like it took a little bit of courage. I don't know why it did. But if I was nervous, I was a little bit nervous to do that, to say, I'll buy the rent. But it was amazing, that little experience. And so the outer world, it's like a reflection of our inner world, in a way. Like you see business centers pop up in the middle of the city, right? Like, where's that one that popped up recently? Is the one that's the subway station, or the SkyTrain station, right at the bottom of Cambia Marine, right? All of a sudden, there was nothing there before. All of a sudden, boom! It's just this thing there, and SkyTrain's coming in, and there's a movie theater there now, right? And if you step back with a bigger vision and see the city, it's like a body, and that's like a new chakra popped up, and it's like there's all this energy that's swirling around there. It's cool. So your body is just like that. All these little energy centers swirling around, and any kind of constriction, any kind of resistance, then the currents start acting weird. Then we get sore backs. Then we get tired. So I was talking to somebody about this recently, actually. It's a beautiful, and I still want to read more of that Michael Singer book with everybody. We'll get to this point where he talks about you don't really need to worry and be so concerned about your heart being open, because your natural state is your heart's open. It's more like it will stay open if you learn to be aware when it closes, and start to recognize the feeling, and go, oh, what do I need to do here to soften this thing, and that being the most important thing. It's not not whether you get what you want or someone gets what they want in a way, or some far-reaching result you might see, or some plan you might have. In the very moment that it's happening, the most crucial thing is, oh, my heart's closing. What am I going to do about this? Because that movement of mind is a direct path to your enlightenment. All the other stuff, the worrying about how to make the world work out, right? Try to stack all the dominoes together so they look a certain way. That's all impermanent, can't last, can't give us any permanent happiness. And so, however we are with our heart in relationship to any of those things, see, those things are all useful in relationship to, is our heart open or is our heart closed? So, whatever's going on, the minute you go, oh, my heart's closing, alert, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And you'll feel it. You'll feel there's a difference between that feeling and then this feeling, this softness, opening. And it's logical, actually, if you think about it. Every time you do that, every single time, you're moving towards enlightenment, awake, now. Right? We talked a lot about now, or I talked a lot about now on the weekend, on Sunday, and that is more of that. When your heart opens, you're more now. You're more now. Because when your heart is closing, then the opposites are coming in, and the opposites are threatening each other, and all of a sudden the mind is cast into the future and cast into the past. So you might want to just, as you go by your life and go through your days, try to tune into that, your heart, how your heart is feeling in situations, and see what you can do about it. Opening. If you do that enough, you won't have to do it anymore, because your heart will just be open. You'll wake up with your heart open, and you'll go to sleep with your heart open. You don't have to worry about it anymore. But in the meantime, you might have to do some practice. So, let's meditate. Now you release the day, let it fall away as you focus on your body. Feeling of your legs touching the earth, the hips, hands touching the legs. noticing the sensation of the breath as it fills the legs, as the legs have this ebb and flow somehow with the breath. It's a movement of energy. Give your mind rest from darting around all day and pull it right into now with legs, waist down. And you've got that dialed in, and then you notice this buoyancy begins to take place around the shoulders and heart, upper body. Use a sweet inhale to draw the crown towards the sky. And a nice lengthening through the spine. And then a release on the exhale as the spine stays straight but the shoulders relax. Taking away the seriousness of the whole affair. A little smile in the heart or on the mouth. Both. Jaw is released from tension. Point between the eyebrows is relaxed and soft. Focus on the breath of the belly. Physical sensation of the breath expanding and contracting the body. And then going to the whole body now. Your focus is on how the body in its entirety is breathing. Notice how natural it is. Especially if you relinquish any idea of control, then the body really gets to be natural. You can think of people that you see in the world, in your life. Some people look really comfortable in their body. And some people, it looks like they're not quite comfortable in their body or something. Something that seems unnatural about the meeting of the spirit and the body. Think of the person who looks very natural in their body, and to emulate that, what would you have to do if it's not already your resting state, your natural state, with your relationship with your body? What would you have to do to just let your body be, so that you can sit in it naturally? It wouldn't take very long to discover the miracle, that this physical body is a miracle. It's amazing. It's unfathomable what it can do. And how our minds can get involved and be frustrated with it, want it to look different, wish it looked different, wish it looked like somebody else. And something begins to happen. There's an unnatural relationship begins to happen. Part of being present is being in your body totally. That's what it's there for. So as we sit, the mind's focus is on the feeling of that life moving in this body, the exquisite feeling of the energy moving through the channels in the body. Feeling of having hands. Can do so much. These arms the most part, obey your whim. Gladly hug somebody, and an hour later hit somebody. Focus on the feet. Feeling of having feet. These feet that have walked countless miles. Feet that can feel the grass and sand. Water. The warmth of the fire. It's like this body with these senses, each sense being a doorway to the divine, a way to have a relationship with God. Scary word, that one. But you know what I mean. Without ears, how could you feel the presence of the miracle of creation? To know these beautiful doorways to the divine. And then you can use your senses to unite. With this unfathomable presence surrounding us all, inside us all. And the nose, another doorway. And eyes. And just think how impossible it would be to experience that presence, that relationship with the divine, or that union without a body. It wouldn't be like that. It would be different. The mouth tasting, just a little awareness. Just paying attention, really. You can see that you're completely immersed in it. Afloat deeply in the sea of it. All experienced through the senses of the body. Now in case some relaxation, some paying attention, some now, and you're there. Imagine if all of us were in this room, our minds overlapping, if we had no bodies. It would be very different. Touching another person, or being touched by another person, skin on skin. Somehow this illusion of us being separate, two separate bodies, making the touching each other's skin all the more intense. People can be very resistant to being touched, or like being touched, or resistant to touching some others. see yourself go through a day of your life with this kind of awareness of your body. Having a experience of the senses being doorways, to like the ultimate presence, the unnameable. Fills everything so completely to bursting. Aching to be heard, felt, tasted, touched. Go there with your mind. How is it that anything you do isn't touching the divine? You get into your car, pick up a pencil, see yourself walk through the day, a regular day at work, or whatever kind of a day you think of yourself having. Almost like you're watching yourself from above. Noticing the experience that you have. You're relaxed. You're paying attention. Mindful. So that even a surprise, not so wanted situation would look different maybe. See yourself going through your day, getting home, doing whatever you do in the evening, winding down, getting ready to rest, laying the body down. It's like you go into a total mental zone. And then you return the next morning to another day. Another chance. Before closing the meditation, just sweep your mind's view out and see everyone like that. As if somehow by sweeping your mind out and seeing that, it could pacify the minds of everyone that you saw. So that they too could relax, pay attention to what's there. It's just what's there. Dedicate your meditation to everyone's piece. And take your time to open your eyes, but not necessarily leave that space. Just now your eyes are going to gently open, taking what's there, what's offered. So Sandra's flower is still perfect from last time.
Yeah.
You remember that last?
Mhm.
Yeah, it says it's still perfect.
Yeah, they didn't
Hasn't
change.
changed at all. So let's have a little break.
Do you still have the microwave?
No, it wasn't a. It was a wall mount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took it. Yeah, it wasn't like a regular one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just someone said, "Oh, this guy needs a microwave." So I was like,
Yeah, no, it would be. It'd have to be installed, and yeah.
No, he
it's,
just hasn't.
It's at the recycling place already.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, though. We do have a bunch of old bricks that have been cut.